All right, it's me again, and I'm doing a little different of a video here. So, I stumbled across this cool video on YouTube, video about a year old, but I haven't seen it at all yet. I'm a bit of a Sonic fan, and this video is, boom, which Sonic titles got it right? And this video is a dual video by these two here, and as you can see. And I decided to read the first top comment here, just before I go into the video. It says, "Thank you everyone so much for watching the video. One thing I want to make clear is that there are some games we chose not to talk about, and not that we skipped over them. So that being said, there will be some videos, some title screens in here that are not talked about whatsoever because they did not skip over them. They just didn't do it. And they plan on doing it if the video gets enough traction, if I recall. So that being said, let's hop into this.
Yeah, I agree with that. In mostly every game, a title screen is there to help immerse the player more in the world they're about to dive into. Let's take a game like Hollow Knight for example. For those unaware, Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania style game in which you run around, get stronger, and ultimately end up fighting the sun. The title screen of the game opens up with a blurred out
Bro, wait, okay, you end up fighting the sun. It's kind of crazy. Hollow Knight's a game that I used to follow a whole lot before the release of it by Team Cherry and whatnot, because it was originally supposed to be released on the Switch, but I guess something happened. I don't remember exactly. But when the game eventually did come out, I played it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought it did. But that's not to say that the game isn't amazing. Hollow Knight's an amazing game and the atmosphere is awesome. It's just not what I thought I was going to walk myself into. That being said, I do own both Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silk Song.
area of the game. Some of these black void particles coming up from the bottom of the screen, the words Hollow Knight front and center, and this beautiful melody playing in the background. Although you don't exactly know what you're getting into right away, the title screen is painting a pretty good picture of what kind of game you can expect, and you know what kind of care and quality that was put into this project by the developers. So turning to a series like Sonic, how do their title screens compare to other games? Well, let's take a look at them. Before we get started though, this is just my opinion. If you like how Sonic 4's title screen looks,
No,
all the more power to you.
no,
I just personally may not find it pleasing to look at.
it's not
We're
a
not
good
looking at
screen.
every game, just the ones I think are noteworthy. And also we have a guest that will be joining us today. Jigsman will be chipping in every once in a while to talk about some of the title screens. I'll have his channel linked down below to go check out once you're done here. Also let me know what title screens you really like, or the ones that you just can't stand to look at. Subscribe if you enjoy the video, and let's take a look at the title screens starting with Sonic 1.
Sonic 1 title screen is
For the
solid. It's
first game in the
perfect.
series, they absolutely nailed this title screen. Right away, you could tell that Sonic isn't an ordinary hero, but one with a little bit of an attitude. His cocky smirk, finger wave, and facial expression easily convey to the player that this new video game has a cool character, not just a selfless hero trying to save the princess for the millionth time.
That's
Green Hills
crazy
scrolls on by
shots.
in the background, which shows new players where this game takes place, or at least where it starts. From what I've been told, the giant ring with wings on it is meant to symbolize some pilot wings. They symbolize Sonic's free spirit and attitude, which is pretty cool in my opinion.
Also can probably symbolize a tornado. I mean, like, that's another way to go about it. That's pretty cool. I never understood.
It's
I
something
never,
we definitely see since he
I'm
flies
amazed
through
by
these
it,
levels
actually.
without a care in the world. It just all comes together and looks amazing. Also, the 8-bit version of Sonic 1 looks the exact same, but just without Green Hill Zone in the background.
It looks almost
Hello,
better for some
hello,
odd reason.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Sonic 2, it's an evolution on the first game, and the title screen is also an evolution. I do like the emblem, even though it's probably just copied from the first game.
It's just up
Sonic
res a
and
little.
Tails' poses are cool and cute respectively. Seeing West Side Island in the background is very cool, makes the adventure feel a bit bigger than just the Valley of Green Hill. Oh my goodness gracious, that gradient. Look at that sweet, succulent, scrumptious 16-bit other adjective that starts with S, gradient. Look at that smoothness, that sweet, sweet dithering.
They did layer that really well, though.
What a good gradient. The rippling of the water, the lush greenery of the hills on West Side Island, the beautiful emblem, this screen has got it all. It even has a shooting star. I like to think that it's foreshadowing Supersonic falling from space at the end of the game. Is that what the developers were thinking? No. They just want a shooting
Imagine,
star.
though.
Alright, back to you, Lennox.
On one hand, I'm not a huge fan of how Sonic looks, but on the other hand, I
Ooh.
love how you can
Sonic CD's emblem, in particular, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like it. I always thought this was kind of like low-key jarring. The backdrop itself is awesome, though.
see a roboticized version of Little Planet in the background, so I'm really conflicted on how I feel about this title screen. It's not bad by any means, I just think Sonic looks less cocky than he could look.
It's the
It's not a
emblem.
bad title screen, trust me, we're going to be seeing a lot worse later in the video. I just think there are some things that could have been done better. Like the logo. The way Sonic's name is just moved over to the side and CD is just slapped onto it is something I think could have been executed a whole lot better. It doesn't look bad, but I don't know, they could have done something else. Sonic 3's title screen definitely has a unique style to it compared to the other classic games.
This one I like
But
a
when
lot
I see
too.
it, all I can see is Sonic's model from the Sonic 3D Blast intro on the Sega Saturn.
We don't talk about
Like,
this.
you can't tell me that these two don't look the exact same. He also seems to have lost all of his cockiness between Sonic 1 and 3. Now his in-game sprite literally looks perfect.
Okay, he may not look cocky per se, but he does still look incredibly smug. Like he does look smug in that screen art there. I will be honest. Maybe not so cocky, but smug.
Like, it's the ideal Sonic sprite, don't get me wrong. It's just the title screen Sonic that I don't like too much. I also don't understand why the title of the game looks to be Sonic 3, Sonic the Hedgehog. Just kind of a weird decision for me to have Sonic's full name beneath the name of the game. I do like that we get to see the Fallen Angel Island in the background. It's a really nice detail that helps give some world building in this title screen. I don't think the title screen is bad by any means, I just don't think the semi-3D look really works for this game's title screen. I think if they made the title screen look more like the fan game's Sonic Classic Heroes, then this title screen would have been spectacular.
I can understand why they chose the 3D though. I'm pretty sure the 3D was chosen off the strength of the fact that the game does have the special zone, the special stage, which is blue spheres, followed by the fact that it probably is a reused model from 3D Blast as well. They had extra assets to use. But I think that's the main reason why is because of the special zone. But I could be wrong though.
Also, Tails flying in the tornado in the background is pretty cute, don't get me wrong. Sonic and Knuckles suffer from the same character issues that Sonic 3 has. The 3D look takes away from all their attitude that
Yeah,
makes Sonic and Knuckles
this
so
was
cool.
rough.
Now I do understand that the 3D was a big deal at the time, so companies were trying to take advantage of it. That doesn't mean I can't criticize it though. The background on the other hand is awesome. Seeing the Death Egg fall back down to Angel Island is just so cool to me. And I don't know the last time we've had a major plot point in a game be so prominent in the title screen. Except maybe for Sonic Unleashed
Lava
for the Wii,
Reef.
but we'll get into that
I
later.
hear it in the
The
background.
Sonic and Knuckles logo looks fine.
I
Having a
love Lava
chibi
Reef.
Sonic or Knuckles appear depending on which character name is selected is cool. I just think the title screen is fine. Nothing else to it. Tales of Adventure title screen looks like some crappy
Oh
3D
wow.
adventure game
Was
from the late
not
90s.
expecting this deep cut.
Oh wait, that's exactly what it is. But you know what I mean, right? Like games that tried to go for realistic 3D graphics, but they all just end up looking ugly and not selling well. I don't know why they tried to go for some 3D graphics that reads Tales Adventure and why it's wrapping around the island the way it is. I literally thought it was wrapping around the earth until writing this script because I assumed that the text would be wrapping around something, but no, it just sits awkwardly on top of the island. By far one of the worst title screens in this series.
Yeah,
I
it's a pretty bad
understand
title
that
screen.
Sega wanted this game to look as ugly as possible.
This is a incredibly terrible game. God, this game is ugly. Like title screen and everything of this, like respectfully, developers, I don't know what the hell y'all were cooking back then, but that's a bad game. That's ugh.
But you'd think they'd at least try to make the title screen look somewhat decent. Definitely not as bad as Tales of Adventure, but why does that ring just look like an onion ring? This title screen doesn't make me want to play the game, it makes me want to go eat some onion rings from my local Applebee's. I don't understand why the words Sonic Blast are both in 3D, but they're tilted in the opposite direction. Why is the background this ugly green checkerboard color? This title screen is really just telling me that we can play as either Sonic or Knuckles. And also that they're going to look super ugly, which makes me not want to play the game, and instead play a better game. Like Tales of Adventure. I think
Tales of Adventure low-key is actually a better game. The title screen for Tales of Adventure may be terrible, but it is a better game than Sonic Blast. Now we have Sonic Spinball. This look like it's straight from like the Saturday morning cartoon block and all that stuff. I love this title screen, honestly.
Ever having Sonic bounce off a bumper multiple times on the title screen, and more of the logo appears after each bump? But why does Sonic look like that? Why do his shoes look like they're skis? The more you look at him, the more you realize just how weird he looks.
He's curled.
Sonic is supposed to look like a ball when he's curled up, but the way he's positioned here looks like he's trying to hide in a box and he's constipated. It's an interesting design choice, but at least the bumper is helping teach the player what this game is going to be about. I think it's cool having Dr. Robotnik's face flashing in the background, but then you have the word machine dragged on the screen like you're trying to drag an image around your screen, and it ends up looking so goofy and I can't help but think it's hilarious. Like they couldn't.
This is another one that I give kind of the same. All right, so this is a little bit biasness, I guess. This is another one I give a pass because Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, like, he's based off of the Saturday morning cartoon Eggman and whatnot. So it would make sense for it to be put on the screen in a wacky, cartoony way. But I do understand if it doesn't really look that great, but it's the concept behind it that is really good.
Figure out an organic way to get the letters to appear on screen, so they just grabbed their mouse and dragged the words over until it was fully on screen. I don't have too much to say about Sonic Chaos. The only thing I wanted to say is that Sonic and Tails are in different poses in the Master System version of the game compared to the Game Gear version of the game. That's all.
No comment on that
Alright,
myself.
now on to Sonic Drift 2, and oh my goodness! It looks bad. I'm sorry, guys. So, I like the checkered board. I like that the entire cast is on one screen, but most of them look really ugly.
Not gonna lie, Sega, I don't know why I was obsessed with the color green checkerboards back then. It's like the second green checkerboard so far. And I know that, like, I mean, like, oh, it's only two of them, but it's the fact that it was two of them. Why is it two of them?
Except for Fang. He looks fine, I guess. Tails looks like he has a big brain. Knuckles just isn't even looking. He's distracted by something. And Eggman's just over here screaming. But Sonic, ooh, they messed with him. Pupils look too small and too wide at the same time. His hand is very tiny. His muzzle is too tall, etc., etc. I like the gradient in the title.
I think this title screen is alright. It's
Also,
not
did you
killing
know
anybody,
that
but it's not that
Sonic Drift
great.
2 was still called Sonic Drift 2 in North America, despite Sonic Drift 1 not coming out in North America. That must have drove a child insane.
It's incredible how charming and friendly the
God,
title
I
screen of racing game.
love this title screen, but the letters are tweaking. This is such a nice title screen. It's actually really, really nice. But the letters are definitely tweaking. They need to calm down.
Can be. Like, you're supposed to be racing against and trying to beat your enemies, but Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles look like they're just on a friendly jog. And I think this is the best their models have looked in 3D up to this point. I know earlier I was talking about how Sonic and Knuckles didn't look as tough as they are in game, but like, come on. You can't help but love these models. All the letters on screen are just moving whichever way they please, reflecting the picture in the background. Also, we see a checkered flag behind the words Sonic R, so we're able to tell what kind of game we're getting into. We can see Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles run through what I believe is Resort Island, showing off one of the tracks in this game. Say what you will about playing Sonic R, but this title screen is just amazing, and I can't help but love it.
Agreed.
So if you've ever wondered what the
Oh, baby, I love Sonic Advance series. I love the Sonic Advance trilogy. A lot of my friends know this. This is hands down my favorite, like, side-scrolling Sonic game. Not gonna lie to you. Not Advance 1 in particular. Advance 2 is my favorite, but I love the Advance series. And I'm extremely biased for all these title screens. I think they're all amazing.
Japanese text on the Sonic Advance logo is, it's just Sonic Advance but in Japanese. Want to see what the Japanese logo looks like? Yeah, they just swapped the places of the Japanese and English words for the logo.
That's actually kind of cool.
Looking at the title screen itself though, I think it's nice. We get to see Sonic showing off some of his confidence and attitude again that he has, and we see different shades of blue that all blend well together. Not something we can say about the next game on this list.
Keep the checkerboard. It's blue and not green. But don't worry, Sonic Advance 2 has a green one. But are they going to go through the trilogy? I almost feel like you have to go through the trilogy if you bring up Advance 1.
Weird name aside,
You mother... You know, this screen's kind of trash. I ain't gonna lie. I hate everything about it, really. Outside of like, no, I hate everything about it.
Title screen just looks off. I think the main thing here is Sonic's model and pose in this title screen just look bad. My wife caught a glance at this title screen as I was working on the thumbnail for this video, and even she said Sonic looked weird. I love you, sweetheart. To be more specific, she said that Sonic looked like he's about to abduct a child, but that's not the point. I think part of the issue
Not
with
too
this
much
title
of my
screen is
guy.
there's just so much blue, and none of the blues look good together. Sonic, the background image, these bars on the top and the bottom of the screen, the logo, and even the press start button are all different shades of blue. What ends up happening is that there's a blend of different shades of the same color, none of them stand out from each other, so it all ends up looking bad. Also, the confusing title doesn't help this game's case either. I love this game to death, but I can't help but criticize the title screen for looking like it's trying to do so much, yet it just ends up looking so horrific.
It is a bad
The
title
music still
screen. I
slaps,
agree.
though. Sonic Adventure 2 Battles.
This title screen. Okay, this is Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Okay, so funny enough. Most people in the world call this game Sonic Adventure Battle 2 when the original, the proper way of calling the game is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. but that shit don't sound right. So we say Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Now, let me see how he says it actually.
So horrific. The music still slaps though. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle's title screen is definitely a top contender for the best title screen
It's
in the
so
series.
good. It's so good.
I mean, just look at this.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. It's such a good title
The
screen.
logo appears, slowly starts moving back as the music starts, and then the whole screen flashes white, the character portrait starts scrolling behind the logo, and Live and Learn starts playing through your speakers at full blast. Now, I'm definitely biased towards SA2 since I literally grew up playing this game, but you can't deny this title screen is just amazing.
It's a good title
screen alone is
screen.
selling you on the idea that you're about to go on this epic adventure featuring all these characters that are scrolling by on the title screen. One thing I've always liked about this background is the characters on the hero side are all on the left, the dark side characters are all on the right, and then you just have some Chow in the middle looking devious, innocent, and clueless. Also, the character portraits really sell these characters' personalities so well that you can't help but love this title screen.
Yo, chill. All right, bro. You gotta stop talking about this. You're making me want to play some Adventure 2. I adore this game more than I should. I love this game. I'm over here freaking beaming because I'm so excited about him talking about this.
I don't know a single person who doesn't like this title screen because it's just amazing. Shadow the Hedgehog's title screen is interesting to me.
I actually missed this title screen. It's kind of cool.
Shadow holding a gun and being edgy, but on the other hand, I think it looks super cool and it definitely sells that this game is not meant for little Timmy. This is a big boy's game. Behind the logo, we see Shadow wielding a gun and a city on fire.
Yep.
I'm guessing the city is meant to be Westopolis since we're literally visited on every playthrough of the game. The other thing to note is the words Ultimate Life Form are written out and flashing on the left side of the screen. This isn't something I noticed too recently and I really like it. It's literally a part of Shadow's identity, so I guess why not put it on the title screen of his own game? Bad game aside, I think so.
I actually, it said this is P06 title screen, but just pretend it's base 06. Okay, fair enough. I don't remember what base 06 title screen was, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhat similar to this, not too different. But both of them, I like Sonic 06. Like, despite what people say about Sonic 06, I'll say that for another video. I'll make unpopular opinions on Sonic 06. But I like the title screen for in music, everything about the titles, everything about 06 title screen I like.
Sonic 06's title screen is great. We see the super clean Sonic the Hedgehog logo right front and center, but then we're placed in Kingdom Valley. One of the levels we see the three hedgehogs travel through in this game. While some people may think this title screen is uninspired and boring, I think it's actually a super clever callback to some of the events that take place in game. Kingdom Valley is where we first see Mephiles unleashed from the Scepter of Darkness and Shadow story. It's a place where Sonic and Silver run through in order to try and save Elise before the egg carrier crashes, killing both Elise and Dr. Eggman.
Which is a legitimate major event, a major event point within the story of the game.
And it's also the place where the Duke of Soliana resided before the Solaris project that took his life.
Yep.
It's a very important place in Sonic 06, so I think having the title screen open up with a shot of this abandoned kingdom is a really nice detail. Sonic Unleashed has both one of the best.
Okay, so this hurts my soul, dude. Cause Sonic Unleashed title screen is low key kind of bad, but he's gonna explain it. But I just want to see if we have the same thought process. It's both good and bad at the same time because it shows you the view of the Earth, but also space. And depending on when you boot the game up, like if it's your first time playing Event Unleashed, I believe it takes you straight from this screen and transitions into space, like the stars in the first cutscene. But if you already have started the game, it just shows you space and then the planet. But like that's what makes it cool is the fact that it transitions into that cutscene. But what makes it bad is there's just not a lot going on. But it gets the point across. Now, I pretty much just stole his job. I apologize. I just wanted to get my piece out. But let's see if he has something similar to it.
And worst title screens we're looking at today. Let me explain. The HD versions of Sonic Unleashed literally just show the logo and a werehog claw.
Oh, we're going for both.
Like, that's literally all there is to it. We see some stars in the background, but other than that, there's nothing here.
And then the Wii and PlayStation version, like the Nintendo and PlayStation version has like I guess you could say a more dynamic like title screen. It's cool, but I do prefer this one. But I grew up on this one too.
Now the Wii and PS2 version of the game, that's where it's at. We see the Earth just chilling, then boom! Eggman's laser strikes the Earth, splitting it apart, showing us two different times a day. The left side shows us the daytime, and the right side shows us the nighttime. The logo fades in, then both Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Werehog jump in from off screen, lining up on their respective sides. After this, the start game and option menus appear, but that's not what we're looking at right now. This game literally set up the whole plot and story of the game from just its title screen alone. The only other game that I can think of that did this well was Sonic and Knuckles, which we discussed previously.
I feel like things like that is like I feel like this is super 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 cool, but it's also some things that I don't like, and that's the fact that it kind of I don't want my title screen to give me a huge premise of like the big plot of the game. Like if it was just like I don't know, just the day and night split in half, I'd be all right with that. But it's the fact that it does set up for like the beginning cutscene and stuff, thus showing you Sonic's new form. Which like I don't need all that being shown to me when I hop into my game. Let me experience it myself.
So yeah, the HD versions of Unleashed title screen, kinda lame. The Wii and PS2 versions, outstanding.
Ooh, that title's so full of sauce.
All right, this title is cool. The screen itself, I don't really care too much for.
I love the digital look
It's
that matches
cool,
the
though.
high-tech coolness seen throughout the rest of the game. I love the grid in the background. I love the line. I love the little bars attached to the line. The faint outline of extreme gear. Very nice, very nice. This title screen is so good that I took inspiration from the screen for an assignment and I got an A. I do really like the font. That font. The blue outline is amazing. I think there's a slight gradient in there. Also, that music is such a banger.
It is a banger for
I don't have
soundtrack.
much to say on Sonic.
I dislike the title screen heavily. The title screen itself I dislike heavily, but the title itself is fine. Like Sonic Colors Ultimate, I like that. But I hate the title screen. It feels lazy to me. That's just me personally. Just Sonic running with a cool backdrop, mind you, and then all the wisps floating around him. I feel like I would like it could have been better.
Colors, I just like that Sonic is running through space alongside the Wisp, setting up the player to know that these creatures are somewhat important to the gameplay, and that Sonic will be in space for at least some of his journey, which is actually all of his journey. Also, if you leave the title screen idle for long enough, the Wisps start lining up in different formations, and I think that's pretty cool. Oh, Sonic 4, thank you for always
Jesus Christ, this is such an ugly title screen.
being the punching bag in any given situation. Please, never change. Now let's talk about this terrible title screen. The first thing I want to notice is that the pilot wing thing in the background is literally a one-to-one recreation from what we see in both Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, which I think is pretty neat. Unfortunately, that's the only nice thing I can say about this title screen. Sonic's jumping into frame and finger wave are both so choppy, it's like they're running at 5 frames a second. The water looks like it's made out of plastic, and the background objects look like if you just searched up generic landmass on Google and stuck it in the background. Somehow, Sonic 1 on the Genesis has more realistic background in its title screen than Sonic 4 does. It's embarrassing, honestly. Also, why does Sonic look so constipated?
What do you mean? He looks fine. I think Sonic's model itself actually looks fine here. It's just how it's animated is poorly done. And that's essential. That's my issue. My issue with this title screen is it's animated poorly, and like you said about the back of like the land masses are terrible. But Sonic himself, his model's fine.
Just why? I understand they were trying to capture that cocky attitude from the first game, but he literally looks like he's just about to crap himself. Anyways, yeah, this looks terrible. Moving on.
Ooh, look at those words spinning in like they're
This is another deep cut. I mean, not deep cut. I just wasn't expecting this. It's a pretty cool title screen. I'll be honest.
spinning in. Ooh, such a good touch. That's fancy, fancy right there. I really like the reflections. It just adds a ton of depth. Has a certain vibe to it. I don't know what that vibe is, but it has it. The faded checker flag is a nice touch. And in the
it's
background, we
moving.
can see Green Hill. Grr, I hate Green Hill.
Wait, hold on, chill now. Oh, wait, relax. It's not Seaside. I mean, basically the same thing, but not basically the same thing. It's used almost as much as Green Hill.
They ruined this series by adding Green Hill to it. Trying so hard to appeal to classic Sonic fans right now. No passion, no ambition, no other thing people say 06 has. Okay, but it does look nice actually. I think this title screen could have had more Sega All-Stars than just Sonic, but I think it does look nice. Also, that press start font is looking really good.
Sonic Generations is hands down.
This is a pretty cool title screen as well. A lot of people may think it's boring, but like It's the concept that it falls in. It falls in like a vacuum and whatnot. But I really do like everything that's going on with the title itself.
Down one of my favorite games of all time, which is why it pains me so much to say that I just really do not like this title screen. The Sonics both just look so lifeless. I can very much tell it's a time traveling game based on, well, there being two Sonics, but this title screen is just so lifeless. It doesn't capture any of Sonic's attitude, which has been a key component of his character since the 90s. I like the white void in the background, how that's constantly moving and is referring to the white space the Sonics run through to get from level to level. I just wish that the Sonics themselves would have some form of animation. Even just blinking or wagging their fingers would have been enough.
I actually agree with him on that. They should have like a, even if that, I mean, clearly they did the finger wagging really bad in Sonic 4 episode 1, but they could have done like they could have just been breathing, like, an idle breathing animation. But no, classic Sonic I think looks perfectly fine. Modern Sonic, on the other hand, something inside of his soul is not there, and that should make me uncomfortable. But I do love the title itself.
Please, Sega, if you're gonna make a game with this kind of title screen, please have your characters move in interesting ways and not just be a static image. To be fair, classic and modern Sonic do pop up out of the ring, but that's literally all they do, nothing else. I don't know how many people are gonna agree with me here.
Okay, I really, 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 really like Lost Worlds. I like Lost Worlds title screen a lot. Like, yeah, I like their title screen a lot. It's not a whole lot going on, but I don't know. For some odd reason, the simplisticness of it makes it nice.
But I think this title screen shows off everything you'd want to see in a title screen. The title of the game is right front and center, which I really like the look of. We can very clearly see the lost text floating in the sky with clouds circling it, showing us where the game will be taking place. Also, if we pause just before the title of the game pops on screen, we can clearly see the 7 main zones in the game, and in mostly the same order we travel through them in game. There's Windy Hill, followed by Desert Ruins, and then I'm pretty sure this is Tropical Coast next to it, Frozen Factory is above that, Silent Forest is next to the ice area, then we see Sky Road at the very top of the Lost Hex, with Lava Mountain to the left of it. We do also see parts of the zones scattered throughout the Lost Hex, but I really do appreciate it that the developers tried to keep some sort of consistency when it came to the locations of these zones. So yeah, overall I think Sonic Lost World's title screen is pretty cool. Sonic Mania's title screen is the reason why I didn't say.
Alright, this right here, and this is no disrespect to the video creator themselves, it's just this title screen about to get some glaze. This is probably one of the most glazed title screens in the Sonic series. But I don't even blame it. It deserves the glaze it gets. It's kind of peak. Not gonna lie.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battles title screen was the best in the series.
Oh, it should have been Mania Plus though.
Just look
It
at
is
how
Plus.
clean this animation is. We see some sort of electricity draw out the shape of the logo, then the pilot wings, ring, and ribbon all unfold with Sonic jumping out in the middle of the ring. He has this really nice animation where he spins around and then wags his finger at a somewhat normal speed. They gave him some of his attitude back with a smirk and slightly bunched up eyebrows. This is the type of title screen we've been missing for so long. If you notice in the background, the island we're spinning around is actually just Sonic's face as an island. I don't think it's meant to represent where Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are running through, especially since we played through Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant, Lava Reef Zone, and Stardust Speedway, all of which are on different islands or planets. If you own the Mania Plus DLC, we can see Eggman flying in the background with Mighty and Ray trapped in a cage. It's a really nice attention to detail, which this game is full of. This is why I love Sonic Mania so much.
And it's running at a clean 60 FPS.
The title screen encapsulates everything I love about classic Sonic and why the classic games are so good. I wish more Sonic games were like this, but oh well. I can't wait to see what awesome title screen we get to see in Forces.
Alright,
you gotta chill on Forces, bro. Like I did in the popular opinions video on Forces. I don't know if I'll citate it here or whatever, but I don't think Forces is nearly as bad as the game that the community think it is. I actually think it's a pretty like okay game. Like yeah, it's mediocre at like it's just mediocre. It's just mediocre. I don't think it's bad. I actually like Forces a lot.
Like Forces, this better have a good title screen. It better not be just a slow pan around the resistance space. It's a slow pan around the resistance space.
I think this is actually kind of neat of a title screen. And once again, I'm not like, coming at the two, content creators here. I'm just, reacting to the video, but I think it's a pretty good title screen. I like title screens that like show you like, environments and stuff like that. Now, I wish it showed you a little bit more of the resistance base. And when you complete the game, the base is different. And I think the DLC is different too with Shadow, but I could be wrong about the DLC. But I like this. I like title screens to do this. This is really cool. I might have to do a video on ranking some title screens.
Doesn't help that the bass in this game is just generic undercity bass.jpg. The song here sounds like an MCU title drop song. The best part about this title screen is not seeing this title screen. The title screen actually changes once you beat the game.
Yep.
It's all clean and sunny and pristine and abandoned, and there's a nice flower growing. Shows that the fighting's over, harmony's restored, and life goes on. It is a very cool detail that not a lot of people will see because no one wants to boot up Forces after beating it. Especially me.
You don't gotta boot the game up after you beat it. Once you beat it, it takes you back to it after the credits.
Now that I think about it, why does the base look so clean and abandoned? You don't really think of those things as going together. Okay, that's all from me. Time to go back to the Void to play Pikmin 2. Bye!
It's sad to see Jigsbane go, but he's got
Forces, Frontiers, Frontiers, Frontiers. This is a bad title screen. This is a very bad title screen. It has potential, but it's a bad title screen. You have so many of the islands you could have used for the title screen, even something like Forces, but they just gave us this a static image.
gotta get back to his Pikmin 2. I hope you all understand. Now back to the Frontiers title screen. It follows a standard procedure for open world games to have a static background image with the title of the game somewhere on the screen. The only issue is that these other games usually have some part of the game as the background image, not just a picture of some clouds. You then have all the different options and modes on the side, and honestly, I don't think it's terrible. No, there are definitely some improvements to make. Make the background image more related to the game, make the different modes and options on the side more condensed and easier to read, things like that. But the opening to I'm Here matches so well with this title screen that honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. It's not the best, but I think it deserves a little more credit than it gets.
I can't give it that
Sonic
credit.
Superstars title screen just
Oh, I
looks so
love this
pristine.
title screen.
Not in a bad way, mind you, but it looks like they were just trying to hit the quota of adding every character onto the title screen.
I generally love this title screen a lot due to the fact that, like, yeah, okay. All the characters are essentially here, and I have not beaten Superstars yet. I have been spoiled on stuff, and I know that Trip is end up being a playable character at some point. And I know that character, Trip, ends up being in the right corner right next to Tails and Knuckles. But I like the title screen because the whole concept of it being Sonic Superstars and all these characters on an adventure. And in some parts of the story, they're actually on their own paths, and you can see them running through the levels themselves. So I feel like it's very fitting for them all to be there, especially since this game is couch co-op and you can play up to 4 people on one screen. So I think it's very fitting.
Even if it means squishing them all tight together in a way that looks kind of uncomfortable. One thing I do like about the title screen is that each character is showing off a bit of personality with their body language alone. Sonic has a smirk, but his eyes don't really sell the cocky attitude he has. Tails and Amy are both showing off their empathetic side, and Knuckles looks like he's trying to sell the cool tough guy look, but it's not really working. We can even see Trip trying to hide in the back, showing off how shy she is. She's so good at hiding, it's like she's not even there. I don't know if this is controversial.
I genuinely hate this title screen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think this title screen is fucking terrible. I feel like this title screen should have been like what was on the box art of the game, because there's like, I think there was a Japanese box art, and then there was the American box art, and a lot of the fans actually, cried out to Sega, not in a negative way, but cried out to Sega that they want that cool art as well, and I think they made it a reversible. So like the American box art is on the outside for Americans, but if you reverse it, then it'll be the Japanese art and vice versa.
Controversial or not, but I really don't like the look of Sonic X Shadow Generations title screen. I
That's
don't think it's
bad.
bad by any means.
It's bad.
In fact, I like the image, but that's the thing. It's literally just a picture.
No, it's
There's no
bad.
movement like we see in almost every other mainline Sonic game. It's just a promotional image they released a couple months before the game was out and called it a day. Well, it certainly conveys all the information you need to know. The name of the game, characters you're playing as, Shadow's final boss, and some Shao, I guess. It's just
But
not really interesting to me.
I have a question here. Can we consider this the true title screen? Because when you press start, it does give you the option between Generations and Shadow the Hedgehog. And those are additionally 2 different title screens as well. So are we going to go over that, or are we just going to stick with this one? Because I feel like we should go over that.
If someone were to ask me to make a title screen for a game and I only had an hour, this is probably what I would make. There's no charm to this title screen, it's literally just a picture. Even Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine had more going on with it than what this title screen has.
If he doesn't show it, I'll show it. So
I just don't like it whatsoever.
All right, so I'm gonna show the title screen really quick on my end so you guys can see the two different kinds of title screens that the game has. So give me just a moment. All right, and over here we have the screen that I was telling you guys about. So you hit start and you got, obviously you got Sonic Generations title screen, which is an upgrade from what it was prior. When then you come over here to the right and you have Shadows Generations on title screen. Now, is it marginally better than what we already seen just not too long ago from what the guy was talking about in the video? 100 times better, because this is better than Generations original title screen, and this is better than Sonic Cross Shadows Generations title screen. Like, Shadow Generations title screen is actually amazing. I really wish the guy would have actually put this in the video, but hey, he probably just slipped his mind at the current moment. So no flack towards him or nothing like that. I just wanted to catch this part for you guys. There's also a point where if you click on them, they do have various. Okay, that just started the whole goddamn game. That was not the intent. Yeah, I gotta go back now. Oh, I can just hold back. So it takes you to the actual title screen. Then you come back this way. And you start again and you go over to shadow side. You click it. Nice little, all the effects and stuff. You got all this going on here, which is insanely cool. Like, insanely cool. But back to the main video at hand.
Sonic series has seemed to fluctuate in quality over the years. With its title screens, I mean not with its games, obviously. But I think overall, Sonic Team has done a pretty good job of making sure the title screens reflect what the game is about, while still making them look good for the most part. Surprisingly, the earlier and later years seem to be the most rough for the series in terms of title screens. I just hope that moving forward, the series could take more from games like Mania or Unleashed for the Wii, and not games like Superstars or Sonic X Shadow Generations. I want to give a huge thanks to Jigsmane for jumping in and helping out with this video. He'll definitely be appearing in more videos in the future, and if you want to check out his stuff, his channel will be linked in the description below. He's also my twin brother, so I'm actually telling you to go check his stuff out. And I'm not
They're
asking
twins?
anymore.
That's
If you
cool.
enjoyed the video, then don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, have a great day everyone. Peace.
All right, that was an awesome video. As usual, I will have the credit of the video in the description below, so that way you guys can come to this video yourself. You can comment what you feel like commenting and all that other jazz. I'm gonna give Bucko a like here because it's a really cool video, very fun and informative. But as usual, have yourself a nice day.